Hello, it's K24. Today we're going to do a little video here on the Smith Wesson 929 revolver. So we're going to kind of do a brief overview and look at some equipment, some modifications and whatnot that I've had this for a few years and done a fair amount of things to it. I'm just getting ready to clean this and I thought, well, we'll do a video. So it's an 8-shot revolver, and end frame revolver, and it's in 9mm. So one of the first things is that 9mm, you buy this, it comes with 3 moon clips, and so your cases mount up in these moon clips. Being it's 9mm, normally it would headspace off the case mouth. Well, in this case, they've got this bored deeper, and you can you use moon clips with it. So we're going to kind of look at that a little bit here. So they send you 3 of these moon clips, and you can buy a pack of them, 10, 20, whatever it is you want. But so I got looking, the originals had this mark on them that said TK. So I found out that TK Custom must be the manufacturer for the original moon clips. Now you buy these, they're about $8 a piece. So what happens here is you snap these in, snap your ammo in there like that. And that's a Remington case, and then a Federal. Okay, so it's real tight. So I find out that they make a tool. This TK Custom makes a tool. So it snaps these cases in there like this. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but now you can't get them out. So you've got a tool to take them out, which is nice. And this just so happens to hold 8 empty shells, which is what the moon clip holds. Winchester, it's the same way. They're real tight. They're very tight. Matter of fact, TK Custom makes these in different cuts for different brands of brass, if you wish. Probably for the reason that they get so tight that they don't want to drop in efficiently. Now, I personally don't have much of a problem, and these cylinders are not custom chamfered or anything. It's a factory cut. But so we got to look at some of these tools. Well, I find out Speed Bees makes moon clips. Now there is a difference. The center cutout's different, and they're a little more friendly. So let's say Winchester brass, you snap these in with your fingers, no problem. And then when you get it full to take them out, the first one you got to get on the top and the bottom, and the rest of them are pretty easy to pull out just by hand. So whenever I'm doing practice or anything, I use these because they're easy to reload. If you go to Remington brass, however, they are quite loose, so it may not be ideal for, everyday use, but for range practice these work fine. And these are like $3 a piece, so it's $3 versus $8. If I was to buy again, I'd probably buy these. I don't need them to be this tight, and you can even buy these to mount a 380 cartridge to go into this cylinder. So there's a lot of different options there. They sell Ruger Moon clips, I think Taurus, in, you know, all different kind of models. So TK Custom, they're not a sponsor. None of this stuff is, I'm not sponsored by any of these people. So, but anyway, I was tearing this down, and this comes with a compensator, which you can remove, and then it comes with standard cap as well. Now, in all fairness, this thing carbons up to all get out, and I've heard this, and I don't know if it's true, but CLR, the calcium lime remover, they say if you soak it in that, it will bust that carbon up. However, I don't believe they recommend you try to do that with a blue gun. This is stainless. So we're kind of going to move on here, and you know, obviously I bought this. It didn't have a dot on it, so I bought the Seymour red dot here, and I bought what they call the rail model, which comes with this mount. So basically you pull this sight off of here, and you have to mount it. Well, you don't have to. I had bought this rail, which is a Wigand, which would accept this mount. Okay? And I didn't like kind of the difference in point of impact. I mean, it wasn't huge, but let's say at 7 yards and like 25 yards, there seemed to be a difference. So I went with this BMT kickstand, which serves two purposes. One, it lowers your sight picture closer to your bore radius. And two, if you were going to use this on like a benchtop start, it gives you a place to purchase this off of a table, so to speak. Not that I do any of that kind of thing, but that's the idea here behind that mount. I put in a Hogue extended cylinder release. Not that I do a whole bunch of reloads, but I kind of like that. You're not up here reaching for it. It's right there. Anyway, it's we'll go through some gear here. This dot is available in a selection of MOA dot sizes when you purchase it, or you can buy a diode pack to change out, and it changes the MOA dot size. I think the range you can purchase is anywhere from 2 to 12, maybe even bigger than that, but I'm not sure. But there's a pretty large selection of dot sizes that you can swap this out. One of the other modifications I did, and thanks to Uncle Jim, he had recommended the Wolf mainspring, and I selected the reduced power mainspring that comes in a regular power as well. That's your choice, and I got the shooter's pack, which is the reduced power rebound spring kit. Comes with 3 springs, and I installed that. I didn't do a video on it, and I may not do a video on it, but that's here nor there. The other thing is a holster for this. I bought a Speed Bees holster, which is the same company that makes these clips, and I gotta believe somebody makes this for them, and I just don't know who it is, but that logo looks darn familiar to me. Now, when I mounted this side mount, I had to trim this right here a very little bit, and then this holster is adjustable here, and it grabs the trigger guard mostly, but you can adjust it out through here as well. And I've got this pretty loose. So I wouldn't, for every day, you know, for something where I had to run with this, I would tighten this up for sure. And I guess to go a little further, to go along with the holster that we use, I just bought one of these Uncle Mike's competition belts. So this is an inner belt, goes through your belt loops. So you can put that through your belt loops, and your holster you can put on here anywhere you want it. And when you're ready to start a stage, you can just wrap this around wherever you like. I usually do it this way, but some guys prefer to have the overlap in the back, but I like my outer belt to be in the front. So this belt's inexpensive, like 30 some bucks for the inner and the outer, which is nice. I mean, you can spend $100 and some on a belt. And then, of course, you know, if you could buy a good leather gun belt, this is an 1 3/4 belt. So you have to watch your belt size as far as what this is supposed to go with, because this leather belt's a little bit wider than the competition belt. So lots of times I like a heavy belt like this, but it's a little too wide for your belt loops. So that's an option. And that's it. Thanks for watching.